Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back to our channel. My name is Beck. I am a professional mindset coach, a medical doctor and the founder of the group coaching program Dare Darling. Dare Darling is a space where I train you to learn the skills of self-coaching so you can go out there in your life and start to live a life with more clarity, choice and control. That is what learning the skills of mind management can offer you. It has been completely life-changing to me, and these are tools that I want you to have in your life too. Everybody deserves to have these in their life so that you can actually live the life you want. And I mean that in that greater sense of actually making the choices to do all the things that you want to do in this short time, but also simply on a day-to-day basis, showing up in the world feeling free, feeling like you can actually be yourself, like you don't have to police yourself or make sure that you adjust and accommodate yourself to fit the world around you because you're relying on other people's acceptance or approval. We think that if you do or don't do certain things or achieve certain things, that reflects poorly on your value or it makes you not a good person. All these rigid rules that just sit below the level of our awareness because they're things that we've implicitly picked up from society over our time that are misunderstandings about what will ultimately make you fulfilled in life and where your value and worth comes from. And this video is bringing up a really important concept that shows you how not being that nice, normal, easy, convenient, obedient person that our society seemingly wants us to be, to not rock the boat, to not be different, to conform to the norms, feeling that gravitational pull constantly towards being like everybody else. In this video, I want to show you what the opportunity cost is of choosing that over being yourself. And I want to use the example of having great relationships. In particular, I want to talk about friendships. Friendships in my 20s. I'm 29 now and turning 30 next year, and people often say that it's in your 30s that you end up finding yourself, and with that finding all those people who are the biggest supporters of you. And I am so lucky that I feel like over the past probably maybe 3 years in particular, 3 or 4 years, gosh, I'm losing track of time, but over the last few years I have had the richest friendships in my life. And this includes both completely new friends and friends from my childhood, literally from my kindergarten class. From my American, my international friends who don't have kindergarten, that's when you're like 4 or 5 years old in Australia. And the reason why these new relationships have come into my life and why my relationships have deepened even with my oldest friends is because of my willingness to be myself. And with this, my willingness to not be normal, to not let myself be taken over by that gravitational pull towards being normal. Because here's the thing, it's the things that are unique about you or not normal about you that often attract the people that you most connect with. The normal things, well, that's nice, cool, they're not bad. There are so many normal things about me that are just vanilla or typical, but they're not the things that connected me with my greatest friends right now. But it's the odd bits about me, the distinctive bits about me that signal to them, oh, I like that about her, that's interesting about her. It's like when you show those things, when you put those things more on display because you're less dependent on other people's approval, you're buying in less to the idea that being normal is better. When you're willing to put those things on display, they're like this sign up saying, this is me, take it or leave it. Like if you like it, here I am. And this is really key too. If you don't like it, turn around and go back. Wrong way, I'm not your person. And that's actually so important, isn't it? Think of how much time we could save dating if up front we're willing to show these unique sides of ourselves. We're willing to show the good stuff about us and the bad stuff about us, but the kind of extremes of ourselves in all of our uniqueness that are either massive attraction points or total deal breakers to other people. Imagine how much time we could save if we were willing to not be normal, if we were brave enough to not be normal early on in our relationships. It's frustrating that people will spend even 1 month, but often 3 months, 6 months, a year trying to conceal this weirdness in them to not let the other people know, only for it to ultimately, hopefully, come out anyway, because we don't want to be cutting parts of ourselves off to make ourselves fit another person. Even if it doesn't come out voluntarily, suppressing yourself like that often will come out in other manifestations, in other consequences, be it physical or psychological or otherwise. I don't think we get away scot-free with just suppressing ourselves. I think that's too powerful in my personal opinion. It's too much of a charade to keep up, and it's too much of an energy cost to actually keep doing. So I want you to check yourself, your decisions in your life about the way that you show up for this painfully ironic misunderstanding. This misunderstanding that's costing you so much, which is the idea that being normal, being less of yourself, is the way to get more connection in your life. Because yes, you might be able to attract more people by virtue of not showing the things that are deal breakers for them or disqualify you from being of interest. We commonly fall for this painfully ironic concept, this misunderstanding that if we can be more normal, we will get more connection in our lives. But instead, I want you to see that by muting yourself, by contorting yourself and making yourself different, sure, you might attract a wider pool of people into your life. You might be less disqualified because of your quirks and your odd things that are deal breakers for other people or of no interest to other people, that are appealing to other people, yes. But those connections that you make through that method of contorting yourself are not going to be the highest quality connections. And I want to ask if you really understood that there were more people out there who appreciate you for the full spectrum of who you are, and in particular these different things about you, then would you actually be choosing that over contorting yourself and changing yourself to get this attenuated, watered down version of connection, if you can even call it that? Real connection, the most satisfying connection, the best feeling is to authentically connect with somebody else, not having to be inhibited, but just being able to be your real genuine self. That is real connection. And it doesn't mean that there are things that people don't like or don't appreciate about you, no, but it's about having people who don't like you for a fake version of you. They like you for who you are, with the good and the bad, whatever that might be for you. So if so far in your life you have felt like you need to change yourself to be more normal in order to get new connections, I want this video to be a prompt for you to question that, because the opposite has certainly been true in my life. I have had the best, most deepest, most satisfying connections with people as a result of being myself. And I wouldn't have found these people if they weren't willing to be their self. I wouldn't have seen that these people were my people. And vice versa too. If you're not yourself, if you're not doing that signaling, they can't see you. They don't know that you're there for them. They don't know that they want to know you. So it takes a bit of courage. It takes a bit of bravery to be anything other than normal. I get it. But if what you're saying is what you want is connection, you want truly satisfying, enjoyable, wonderful relationships in your life, then you need to do the opposite of what you're doing now to get friends. You need to stop thinking that you need to be more normal or acceptable or approvable. And you need to be more courageous and willing to show who you actually are. So my beautiful friends, I hope this one is absolutely life-changing for you. It certainly has been for me. And if you know that you need more of this kind of work in your life, you need more help to be able to be more of yourself in the world, then Dare Darling, our group coaching program, is the place for you. And I cannot wait to meet you, the full spectrum of you, inside. For absolutely everybody, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching and for always supporting this channel. And I'll see you guys in my next one.